bra, subscribe to my guitar hearing eventually. I don't care. I'm gonna keep teaching the truth, the secret to success. And I was thinking about making another video talking about overcoming mental, physical health problems. And that's very helpful to other people. It's not just about like boasting, it's about marketing the truth, letting people know. There's people out there that suffer from the same problems I've suffered from. And I'm not doing them any favors by just sitting at home and be like, yeah, fix this and that, help problem. I cured myself with depression and panic attacks and PTSD, CPTSD. And just sit at home and then not let other people, not share with other people what I did. Strategy to success. So anyway, I'm a persecuted Christian toward the video. And I am the target of a secret program, a secret persecution program called Gangstalking, commonly called Gangstalking on videos. And I've been targeted for more than a decade with this Gangstalking persecution program, which is the same as saying 10 years. What is Gangstalking? Gangstalking, I like to call it government Gangstalking because it has government involvement. It's a program that is reminiscent of the SAHA program in recent history. The German government had a secret persecution program called SAHA, and the German Stasi were targeting people. They had a program called SAHA, and there was another program called SAHA, and they were targeting individuals. And before you go, Mike, you're crazy, you don't know what I said is no. Sam Vaknin, expert in narcissism and author of several books, Narcissism Revisited, Malignant Self-Love by Sam Vaknin, Professor Sam Vaknin, has talked about Gangstalking, said that it's real, and he says that he's the target himself. So, another person that has confirmed the existence of Gangstalking is Ted Gunderson, the former head of the Los Angeles FBI. And he confirmed in a sworn affidavit the government Gangstalking videos is real, ongoing, and nationwide, he said. If you don't know what a sworn affidavit is, it's a document that somebody signs with a testimony, and they are held accountable in a court of law, which means if someone writes a sworn affidavit, this is happening in America, and they can prove that it's not happening, you can be sued, because it's like perjury. It's like lying under oath in a court of law, something like this. That shows that somebody is really certain that what they're saying is true and cannot be proven to be false. So, the former head of Los Angeles FBI department in, was it California? Los Angeles, Ted Gunderson, confirmed in his own affidavit that Gangstalking is real. Which means he went on the record that Gangstalking of tornadoes is real, there's a program. And like, if there's anybody who knows about it, somebody who works for the FBI or CIA, people are experts in covert surveillance, know about the inside of the government. And there's been a cover-up of that. And another interesting thing on the top of Ted Gunderson, before he became involved and popular, he was talking about elites doing human trafficking and kidnapping children, missing children, selling them covertly at auctions, and they end up being abused. Oh, you mean like Epstein Island, Pizzagate, Podesta, all these things there recently, like what, 3-4 years ago, that started being a big topic, like going viral, talk about that. Ted Gunderson was talking about that in the 80s, during the conspiracy circuit. So before they had podcasts, like today he probably be on podcast, but back then they had like the conspiracy, like ProfCon or something like this, where they hire speakers to speak on things. So Ted Gunderson, former head chief of the Los Angeles FBI department, confirmed that Gangstalking is real. Sam Vaknin says Gangstalking is real. Expert in narcissism. He said Gangstalking is real, should be studied. I posted a video on my community Facebook before, shared it out, and who knows, maybe I'll reshare it, because it's going to be far down if people watch this video. I say it's on community page, but I have to scroll. So we'll see what I do. Anyway, I'm a persecuted Christian told video. I've been told about a secret persecution, but when I say I'm a persecuted Christian, that doesn't mean that I'm saying I'm targeted by spirits, which is a spiritual phenomena. No, it's a descriptive term. I'm being accurate. If I was an atheist or vegan, I'd say I'm a vegan targeted video. If I was a bodybuilder, I'm a bodybuilder targeted video. Okay. If I was a Muslim, maybe I'm a Muslim torn video. Now, I say you're more likely to be a torn video if you're a Christian than not. So, I've been taught for more than a decade what gangstalking. What is gangstalking? It's a modern-day global version of the Setson program that the German government had in the 70s and 80s. I live in Sweden. You might not be able to hear from my accent. Most Swedish people have a lot thicker accent than I do, which is one of the advantages they have. Makes it easier to do activism globally because you have a larger audience if you can speak English than if you speak in Swedish. So the point is this: I'm a torrent video. I've been taught for more than 10 years, and since I moved to this city, the torrent has ramped up and intensified. What is gangstalking and what is it not? It is not space reptilians, shapeshifters, or brain-reading satellites or voices in your head, okay? I don't have a brain chip implant. I'm not remote controlled. I'm not taught with satellites in outer space. What you need to be aware of is there's a lot of counterintelligence agents and counterintelligence efforts working to discredit the topic of gangstalking. Just like there's people working to discredit the topic of 9/11 inside job. I've seen it before. Richard Gage, alien 9/11 truth, makes a live stream being scientific, intelligent, rational, logical, and poking a hole in the official story and exposing gangstalking. No, 9/11 being inside job. And then you look at the chat and the comments, people going, oh, yes, 9/11 inside job, I'm a 9/11 truther. Space reptilians did it, or direct energy weapons, Judy Wood in outer space, they melted the towers with laser beams. Or the earth is flat, and yeah, the Masons did 9/11 and the earth is flat, or something like this. That's to get people, like normies, who will like share out Richard Gage video with your grandma, or your mom, or your buddy, or something like this at work. They tune in and that was sent out to them. Like, yeah, space. It's like, okay, this is something that mentally ill, paranoid people like flat earthers that think birds aren't real, and space reptilians rule us all. That's the type of people who believe in this. They just help like tinfoil hat stuff. They just help discredit it. The deep state, a big part of how they control the masses is via perception management, meaning they work to manage people's perception, and they've had quite a lot of success at that. Then I've gotten into the physical components aspects of the control. So this is a reason why they have covered up the truth about vitamin C and why they have been promoting things that dumb you down, like the high sugar, high carb diet. They got all the people living unhealthy, use all these toxic chemicals, they're inflammatory, hydrogen clean products that induce oxidative stress inflammation. They got people vitamin deficient, eating too much sugar. Sugar dumps you down, it dulls your mind. If you're vitamin C deficient, you get mentally duller. And if you eat a high sugar diet, you get mentally duller. So it's easy to deceive people and keep people from just wake up to the truth and have like eureka aha moments, but wait a minute, and then realize things, or if they hear someone speak the truth to recognize it. If people eat high sugar, why do you think that when I'm speaking like this, I'm not a retard? People are like, they're mentally fatigued. They're like, I can't understand. It's just like they tune out because it's like they walk around in a haze. A lot of people. So anyway, that's a different topic. I'm not talking video. What are some retarded tactics? So what is gangstalking? Gangstalking is a secret program work to destroy people's lives. You can divide into two types of targeting. The program targets you with psychological warfare and physical warfare. How do they target you psychologically? A big part of psychological warfare targeting fits in the framework of narcissistic abuse. There's flying monkeys recruited by a smear campaign to dole out narcissistic dog abuse tactics to you. So if someone understands narcissism, it's easy to understand gangstalking from the framework. You already have like a fundamental base of knowledge, and there's less of a gap to bridge to be able to comprehend gangstalking. So gangstalking uses smear campaigns against the target. Now it's going to be government level smear campaigns. It's going to be a higher level. And they recruit flying monkeys. And they get flying monkeys to target the target with narcissist dog abuse tactics. And I'll give you some examples here of the psychological narcissist dog abuse tactics. Since you're being spied on, surveilled if you're target video. And some targets are just not, they say, how do you know what I'm doing in my home? It's like, how dumb do you have to be? It's like, people can hear my voice now, right? What if I put my phone in my pocket? Yeah, so I'm sitting here in my pocket, I go home, you can still hear my voice. The government has back doors into electronics, they can remotely access anybody's phone. If they want to know, what do you think the presidents and prime ministers have a skiff where it's like they're going to talk about something, they're going to like a Faraday cage? Because China could tap into the phone and like listen into the microphone and be like, oh, we will listen to the meetings because Trump has his phone in his pocket. So that's not unique to like a foreign government. They have back doors into everything, which means how they spy on, if you don't know, is by remotely accessing your microphone and camera if they need to on your laptop, your phone, and they can hear what you do. And the surveillance of electronics, it's not just that they like access your ISP and see your browser history, like, oh, yesterday the target was researching this or something like this. No, it's like in real time, as if you're screen sharing. It's like on Windows, example, in the 90s, you could call a guy tech support, like remote access, and he sees your desktop and can go around, click, and change stuff. That's the level of surveillance that you have. It's as if they're seeing what you're seeing on your screen. It's not they have to go and check some logs or have a key log. It's like they're seeing what you're seeing on your screen. Snowden talked about this, like the C6 ship and how they can remotely access things. So, Assange, WikiLeaks, love WikiLeaks. What's the WikiLeaks flip-flopping Trump there? I believe he's a deep state puppet, by the way. Anyway, here's the point. So yeah, they're spying on you. And one of the targeting tactics, I explained in brief, is the program spies on you and then they tailor make customized narcissistic always abuse harassment skits. So everything is covert. It's called narcissistic always abuse tactics, which means what is a way that they could make you feel harassed? That tolerance goes. I'll explain it to you. Let's say you start watching a stream, you call your grandma on the phone. You go, hey grandma, I'm going to the store to buy cat food. My cat fell sick. I don't know if it's been food poisoning or something like this, but it's like I'm worried about my cat and might die. It's like that. And then you go to the corner store buy some cat food. And then they have two people walk into the store when you stand in line there. And they talk to each other. Yeah, I'm here to buy cat food for my food. It fell ill. I think it might be food poison. And they're parroting something that you said on the phone recently. And if it happens once, you might think, it's like, oh, that's a strange coincidence. But if this becomes part of your daily life, it's like every time you go outside, there's strangers commenting, referencing, parroting, repeating something you said in private. Now you will had to be in denial to go, I'm not targeted. There's nothing going on. You had to not want to see it and like actively lie to yourself. So that's one of the first tactics that I noticed when the target started. It's been wrapping up over time. Another similar example I can give you is, let's say it's like I would end this lesson right now, and it's like I start singing a song, humming songs like I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. It's like a Sia song that I'm just humming, and it's like later on 1 hour from now I go outside to buy a pack of cigarettes or coffee, or whatever. I'm just going outside. As I'm leaving, exiting my apartment, there's a car in the parking lot that turns on this radio, trying to, when I walk past them, like, I'm going to say they have a CD and they're playing that song. See, it's like referencing things that you've said, done, watched in public, said on the phone, and it will be to the point where it's undeniable that something's going on. So, they will also work to create sensation scenes. When they will work to use certain trigger words. It's called narcissistic always abuse tactics. So people that target for the point are called flying monkeys, and they target with narcissistic psychopathic abuse, and they be told what buttons to push. It can be subtle trigger words. I can give another example. During a period of time, so remember the smear campaigns, and dehumanization is always part of tactics like this. If it's targeting the Jews or whatever, there's always dehumanization part of abusing people like this. First, you dehumanize the public. History shows us that. So as a pre-work for abusing people and committing atrocities, it's always dehumanizing them. So before Hitler started killing the Jews, it's like they are rats, they're not real humans, they're like serpent seed demons in human form or something like this. And start working to tell the Jews they are that and other people and mistreating them, and kind of over time it becomes normalized to treat these people as if they're not real humans, because humans have human rights and the right to due process and the right to not be treated like this. Kind of like this. If you wanted to have a village drown a witch, you had to get people to think that the person is a witch and that it's okay to drown somebody because they're a witch. Okay. See, it's like, no, we don't have to have a real like trial and prove that they were doing magic. It's just like they're a witch, drown them. Okay. So to be able to drown a witch and get people to go along with it, you have to get people to think they're a witch. Dehumanization. If you want to murder, abuse Jews, you need to dehumanize and get people to think that they are not like other humans or with human rights. In the South, when they had black people being slaves, once again, dehumanization. It was like, well, we want to abuse these black people and keep them as slaves and have them work to death, and similar to the Jews. And it's like, yeah, but they're not real humans. It's like they're animals, like an oxen, say, like an animal, dehumanization. They're not like a real human because they couldn't do that to white people. So it's dehumanization again. It was like, well, a black man is not like a white man. They are like an ox, like a beast, and it's like you have an ox and you put it in a stable, it sleeps in the mud and you whip it if it's working too slow. So you had to dehumanize the black people to be able to have it normalized in society and get people to go along with abusing them. So dehumanization is always part of tyranny and oppression and systematics, like systemic abuse. You always demonize and dehumanize, double demonize and dehumanize the target minority or individual. That's how the evil operates. So, and some of these things are just for psychological damage effect, like tell it or like you're a cockroach, something like this, for harm. So that's one of the attacks I've had, where the program would tell me I'm a cockroach or spraying for cockroaches. I can see, yeah, you're a cockroach, we're exterminators, getting rid of the vermin, like the juice. And then the same program will have spray me with toxic chemicals into the public. See, they can tell targets like you're a rat, we will do exterminate rats, and then they will poison you like they would do to rat poison. See, this is the deeper level of the more like super evil stuff that the program does for you, to you. Not every person might be know about this, but quite a lot of perps are. Perps means gang stalking, fire marking minions to work for the program. So, what are some other tactics the program uses? Same time entry exit, which means neighbors in the same neighborhood and apartment complex, at least one of them, more likely a person living on the same floor, but not limited to that necessarily, will be doing a tactic called same time entry exit. So neighbors can do noise harassment, or that the program spies you. Let's say Mike SAHA hasn't slept, or you has started, has been sleep deprived, hasn't slept for a while. And it's like just as you crash out for sleep, like 3 minutes later, neighbor starts like drilling in the walls. And then when they stop playing drilling the walls, start playing loud music or something like this. See? So noise harassment is part of torrent to another torrent tactic, where it's like designed to be kind of plausible, but they can also have, and it's like the timing was like the worst timing. So it's like other people just hear like a car honking, but you know as a target, it's like it's when I'm sleep deprived, haven't slept for a long time, and it's just about to fall asleep or just fell asleep, that there's somebody driving past my house honking the horn to wake me up, say, or a police siren or an ambulance. A lot of horse reporters, it's like they will hear emergency sirens being turned on as they pass the block, and then turn it off at the end of the block. So it's like just have the sirens on as they pass the house, kind of. And all this is plausible because other people in the city just hear like a sound that might be annoying, but they don't have the missing puzzle piece of personal experience. It's like, it's always when I'm the most stressed or if I'm sleep deprived or something like this. That's when it happens. It's like the timing is part of it. This is very sophisticated. So another tactic is, so to finish up that loose end, I almost forgot to finish that point. Give you a specific example. Back when I used to be watching commenters on Christian channels, I'd be like, I watch this guy's videos, I agree with him to like 90% a Bible teacher. And I go like, amen, good videos on this. And uh, somebody shows up in these Christian YouTube circles and communities that I'm in. They'd be like, Mike is a Nephilim, demon, serpent seed, not a real human. He's a Nephilim. I have every right to say that Mike is not a real human. He's a serpent seed, Nephilim, child of Satan, doesn't have a soul. See? And that's called what? A smear campaign. Who is this happening to? A person saying they're torrent video talk about smear campaigns and dehumanization. This person is it's a smear campaign by a flying monkey work to dehumanize. So the smear campaign is a dehumanization angle. Mike is not a real human, he's a Nephilim, a serpent seed, spawn of Satan, doesn't have a human soul. See? And that really got me upset. Okay. And typically it's like I used to be more like crash out more often than now. Okay. I also got more confident. I've grown as a person. So despite all this, I've been thriving, not surviving. I've been overcoming things. So my next video, I've overcome depression, panic attacks. I saw Robert Greene. That's what got me inspired. A lot of times it's like I forget how much of a success I am until I see other people like, wow, the markers are this amazing. Wait a minute, it's like I've done more. It's like I've been autistic with ADHD, isolated, financially limited, and I've cured myself of depression and agoraphobia and panic attacks without talk therapy before my drugs. That's something else. I also cured myself of asthma attacks while being targeted for it. It's not like I got all the problems to stop and had some rest and got more money and I just said, no. While things are hard, I've cured myself without anybody's help of panic attacks, serious mental health problems, agoraphobia, PTSD, CPTSD, panic attacks on some for many years. I couldn't do public speaking. Now I do it, surely. I've also clearly improved my confidence. So despite all the cyberstalking, harassment, and online bullying and stuff, my confidence has been growing. I'm more confident now. I'm not as tense and awkward and nervous on camera. Like now, a lot of times I'm calm, cool, collected, and confident, more confident. My self-esteem is gone up. So, finish up the point. One of the tactics that the program recruited Flying Monkey to go around in Christian communities I was active on and be like, Mike is on a smear campaign, dehumanization. Mike is not a real human, he's a Nephilim. A Nephilim, serpent, he doesn't have a real soul. He does have a soul, he's not a real human. And that really got me irate, okay? And Norris narcissist always means that to push a button. So it's like, oh, this got him irate. Now I know what button to push with flying monkeys in the future. And after that, I was like ranting, raving. It's like a theme for a while. The people come say you're a Nephilim, you don't have a human, so you're not a human, you don't have some cyber stalkers. And I was like really ranting, raving about that, crashing out about that for a while. It's like, yeah, this is it. So I was really living about that. And it's like, what would I have it? The same neighbor that I've said before is a gangstalker that does think I'm into X. One of these people, if I got him the smoke, it's like he leaves, he looks up at my back, or he's coming home from somewhere, something like this, where it ends up around where I am. I come home one night, I've been outside, and there's like a guy with a pizza outside, cover for action plus liability. It's like, there's a guy sitting downstairs with a pizza, and I go into the elevator, he goes into the elevator, goes up to the same floor I'm going to, and the guy is open the door just to receive a pizza, see, cover for action. Mike Baker, cover for action, everything they say does is cover for action, they similar to that. He opens his door to receive the pizza, just the rare, so that's also part of it, how rare it is that I go outside. So what are the chances I run into the same neighbor that I've said before is a gangstalker or voice suspicious that he might be, that he was like, oh, the one time in 2 weeks on a rare occasion. So it's like I go outside maybe 2 times per month on a random time. It could be Sunday morning at 11 a.m. And then the next time could be a Thursday afternoon, see? And it's around average out only 2 times per month I go outside of my apartment. I stay at home. It's like there's not much reason for me to go outside unless I need to. So that's how I live, like a hermit. I go outside if I need to buy something. or he have like an appointment or something. So as I come home, the guy opens his door and he's wearing a Nephilim t-shirt. A t-shirt that says the Nephilim on it. The neighbor on the same floor. On the same floor, the neighbor, who's all these people that has done other things that look like weird behavior like that. It matches flying monkeys in the behavior. So there's another person, another neighbor living in the same apartment complex that has a habit of repeatedly showing up where I am, same time at exit. And there's also the old man that can knock on my door. It's not on these people. Where it's like all of them. It's like 3 neighbors in the same apartment complex, same stairwell, okay? There's like, I go outside. The old man that came knock on time I was exercising. I went to feed the dogs, took a walk. I sit down outside, have a smoke downstairs before going up. And prove to me that smoke is a sin if you're a Christian, by the way. Good luck with that. It's like the Christian smoke is a sin. Prove to me that smoke is a sin from the Bible. And if anything you pull up is going to prove that you're a sinner because you're eating sugar, which is a drug. So it's like it's nothing like smoke is a sin. So you'd be like, well, it's hurting your body, which temper the Holy Ghost, which will apply to sugar, the shampoo you're using. You hurt your body by not taking certain vitamins, enough of them. Sugar is a drug, a poison. Countertop cleaners hurt your lungs. According to studies, they said frequent cleaning with this and that chemical part is as bad for people as smoking a pack of cigarettes per day. See? So, good luck proving that smoke is a sin. If you do, you're going to prove that you're a worse sinner because you're eating sugar and using all these toxic chemicals, hiding holding products. So anyway, I'm not saying smoke is good for you, but here's the point. So I sit down to have a smoke after coming home. Once again, the rare time I go outside. And it's like, oh, the old man neighbor, same time into exit, it's called, which is a heart attack, where it's like you encounter people that you already know. It's like this is one of these people that does heart attacks, a flying monkey basically. You encounter flying monkeys that work for the program repeatedly when outside. And it's especially clear for a person that infrequently goes outside at odd hours, like random, not on schedule. It was like, well, if I go outside, it's always like in a weekday at 8 in the morning. Because they're like, well, maybe there's a guy who works and he takes the 7:55 bus or something like this, and that's why I run into him repeatedly. No, it's like it's random times and it's rarely that I go outside. Sometimes like Saturday afternoon, and I go outside twice per month on random times. Meaning it could be I go outside Sunday morning, and the next time is like Thursday afternoon, and it told us like 2 times in a month every single year. So what are the chances you run into the same neighbor repeatedly when they're outside? So anyway, I go outside, I come home, sit down just for a few minutes. This rare time that I go outside, not even once a week, have a smoke for these 3 minutes. It's like the door opens, a guy from the same stairwell apartment complex, who walks out with a big stick and gives like a dirty look. Some old man walk with a big stick, so he's supposed to intimidate me, fight flight response activation. Somebody carrying a big stick, and he's not walking, just carrying it in his hand, like a big stick, like a stave, like a bow staff, like stick, okay? So it looks like a weapon, okay? And he's walking, like looking at me and walking past you. And the same time happens several times. Which like another time I go outside, like maybe 2-3 weeks later, as I come home, sit down to a cigarette, like what are the chances that the one day, a few minutes is the window that I'm seeing as I'm smoking. All the same old man neighbor happens to walk outside and walk past him getting a big stick. Okay. And then other times, say I go out on my back to have a smoke, and he exits after and takes a walk around the block and then comes back, so I will notice him. See? And one of the times I told him actually, it's like, I'm not scared of your fucking stick. So I was sitting there, and it's like the old man, old fart, has a big stick, walks past me. It's like the 4th time. And it's like, what's with the stick? And it's like, oh, well, mind your business. His make is my business because he's stalking me, okay? That's what it looks like. It's like, is that a weapon or what? He goes, no, I got it's for the balance. I go, I'm not scared of your fucking stick, old man. And he walks off, see? So with these people, most of it is just they're acting unconcerned. And that's my experience. They're just acting like they're in charge and in control, like they're not worried about you, okay? It's just all a fucking act, okay? They're bluffing. So, anyway, 9 out of 10 times. So that's the point. Same time into exit is attack the target's experience, which means that people in the neighborhood that part is freak stalking murder cult. Flying monkeys, disgusting they are, or disgusting freaks. They will get told to do things they're supposed to be violated by, covertly, discreetly. It could be anything from showing up wearing a T-shirt, and the T-shirt has a symbol or a word on it you've been sensitized to. It's been like a theme in your toilet. The flying monkeys who use this word around you. Okay, and then that's how it works too. So it could be they send a cyberstalker. Give a silly example to my chat. It'd be like the behavior will show their cyberstalker, and it'd be like, Mike, you're a lizard or something like this, and then they type in like 3 lizard emojis in the chat. And I could tell by the other behavior. It's like they want to notice their flying monkey. Because they want to introduce a new sensation thing for narcissistic always abuse tactic purposes, covert abuse. So it's like they work to establish a new sensation thing, a pattern. And it's a trigger word. Like, hey, Mike, you're a lizard. And they like to put 3 lizards, and they might not even believe. But say, hey, Mike, you're a lizard, 3 lizard emojis in the chat. And so I noticed that. And it's like, oh, it's a gangstalker based on their behavior. Other than that, but they buy it and say, oh, they like to use these other words. It's like they will show them. It's like gangstalker flying mine for the program, tells them a lizard and shows me lizard symbols. And then the next time I have a smoke, there's a person who walks out past my balcony and they wear a T-shirt with lizard on it. It's like the same hour. They just have one guitar, one eyeless, and the lights one doesn't have a smoke. And then someone walks out in the neighborhood past my balcony with a T-shirt with lizard on it. See? And it could be like the next day I go to the supermarket and it's like somebody walks past me in the supermarket, be like, yeah, lizard or something. See? So it's like just a little word. Okay, let's watch the lizard documentary or something. It's just a word. And to people that miss the puzzle piece of our personal experience, it appears as like normal conversations. They can't even detect it. So that's how sophisticated narcissist always abuse tactics happens to individuals, where they're using information that they've gathered by spying on it to customize tailored skits. Even Meredith Miller, who was a NORC community person, reported some gang stalking as far as I'm concerned. She's like, yeah, I had a period of time where my neighbors were acting real weird. And they would like comment on what I was doing in my home side. For a while I was thinking they were had like broke into my house, hacked my computer, put bugs in my home, stuff like this. So she might very well have been a total individual. And I haven't seen anything from her for a while. Maybe she's in the recruitment, like brainwashing, education camp. She's a perp now, Gangstalked. I don't know. That's a joke. But it's like, Meredith Miller. What's her name? She moved it to Spain, Argentina, I think. Meredith Miller. Was a YouTube channel. Whatever, it was one of these bigger NORC community channels to make videos about narcissists and how to deal with narcissistic abuse. And if you told me though, it behooves you to learn a little bit about narcissistic abuse and how to make stuff less vulnerable to it. So, so there's different tactics, narcissist always abuse tactics. So a lot of the obviously not going to show up in a van that says a government gang stalking crew, like honk the horns and jump on around like red shirts, and it says like, hi, I'm Bob, gang stalker or something like this. I walk around blowing like a horn or something like this. It'll be too obvious. Okay. So gang stalker is real, according to Ted Gunderson and Sam Backman and me. And even if these people be like threatening like Sam Backman, yeah, it's not real anymore. You get guarantees like that. It's real, okay? So I don't believe this happened because it's that, but I'm using people that have credibility in some way to back up what I'm saying. I'm not the only person. I didn't invent the topic of gang stalking, the first person claiming it. You need to be aware that there's counterintelligence agents. And these are a largely controlled community, which means any conversation on this topic will have counterintelligence agents sent to it. I'm sure that Sam Beckton would have noticed that he checks his comment section of getting the word about gangstalking. There's people were coming to talk about V2K machines and voice in your head and brain chip implants and spaceship clones. I mean, like Mike has been saying, that's the behavior that will happen, predicting it. If somebody posts about this on social media, there'll be people showing up talking about brain reading machines and satellites and flat earth and anything that sounds crazy. Because that's how it works. And you might have a small amount of these people that are organically crazy, like paranoid schizophrenics, that have found this. They'd be like, yeah, that explains my delusions, validating the delusions. Meaning, yes, but it's like that's going to be the unicorn. That's going to be like a unicorn thing. Most people active online claim to be TIs, making videos or posting about this on Quora or Reddit. They're perps, they're so-called perps. Most online TIs are fakes. In my estimation, approximately 9 out of 10 so-called ton videos active online are fakes, work for the program. And approximately 9 out of 10 fakes, in turn, crazy talk. The crazy talk is my way. So you notice the difference in me when I talk about this. There is no talk about brain reading machines that claim it to be remotely controlled with satellites or hearing voices in my head or something like this, which is what kind of tells you will do. So 9 out of 10, in my approximation, 9 out of 10 online so-called ton videos are fakes, work for the program, as kind of target agents. And 9 out of 10 fakes crazy talk. They engage in one form of crazy talk or another. I've identified two primary categories of crazy talk, and any crazy talk fall into one of these categories, one or two. Spiritual technological. So it'd be self-dead or the set. Spiritual crazy talk. Yeah, Gangstalked is real. It's a spiritual knowledge, witches and warlocks. They remote viewing, astral travelers, I don't know, Occam's razor. Say, Occam's razor. What is most likely that the way that the Gangstalker pro knows what they're doing in the home video is that they hacked your laptop and they're listening through your microphone. Or that they're having witches that are astral projecting and remote viewing out of body traveling and spying on it spiritually in your home, and then run back a report to the CIA what to do. Okay, it's often called Occam's razor, where the most likely and simplest explanation is most often true. So, spiritual crazy talk could be, the perps are demons, okay, and videos are told it's a spiritual phenomenon. It's people are demon possessed. It's like, I feel like going outside, stalking this person. It's like, they understand. Or technological crazy talk, which is the most common, I would say, where it's like people claim, yeah, Gangstalk is real, and they will bring up some of the real tactics, okay, sentimental exit, narcissist always abuse tactics, everything else, and then they will poo-poo it and discredit it, and they're reading your mind with satellites, okay, V2K, they control your thoughts with satellites, you can't trust your own thoughts. Like Scott Snitzer was predominantly technological crazy talk, but he also mixed in some spiritual crazy talk, organic portals, soulless, the perps are organic portals, soulless, possibly shapeshift, something like this, okay. So, anyway, Gangstalk is real. Most online TS are not. There's paid debunkers, skeptics. So, if there's conversation about this online, in a forum, comment section, someone makes a video like me, why do you think I have the chat closed? Because I'm not going to let my YouTube chat be a smear campaign on myself and like a psy-op for the program. I'm paid for the program to discredit gangstalking and things like this. So anyway, it's a point. If there's any talk about gangstalk online, Quora, Reddit, YouTube, there'll be agents sent to throw some crazy talk into the mix, discredit it. That's a big part of it. Or a more rare tactic is just to minimize it, to be well, they're just spying on people, just keeping an eye on people. No. They're harassing subjecting into dehumanizing, tyrannical, anti-American abuse. It's psychological violence, it's terrorism is what it is. And they attack you physically too. I've been attacked physically, sprayed with chemicals, food poison, all kinds of stuff. After I got allergic after many years, I told them to perfume, the police started using perfume to attack me physically to cause like severe allergic reactions. So that's chemical warfare, technically. Chemical warfare. So it's not all fun and games. So yeah, Gangstalked is real. It's a combination of physical and psychological targeting. And the more of a threat you are, the more influence you have, the more power, the more you know, the more dangerous of the problem, the harder you get targeted. So anyway, I'm gonna. So if you're wondering about the video that I posted, when I reached on my short, there was a clip from a well stream, and it was two women that work for the caregiving firm. They used to have a job to come clean in my home, so that's part of the package too. Like my autism and disability and stuff is receiving help from a caregiving firm. It has been a change of caregiving firm. If there's something to say that I feel like I want to bring out about the new one, then that's the time for another discussion. But the past caregiving firm, there's been a change. Those two women work for that caregiving firm. Same caregiving firm that played Darvo games swatted me and got me voluntarily committed to a psych ward, which was very damaging to me, financially, psychologically, and in all kinds of ways, based off of lying and wresting things and misrepresenting stuff. So there's something called Darvo. You can search that. To kind of equip yourself with knowledge if you want to understand what I'm talking about. So to the list of research, narcissistic dog abuse tactics, as I referenced before. Okay. You don't have to watch the whole video, it's just enough to Google that, has to look at some articles. Get a handle of it. And then DARVO, which is an acronym, all cap letters, DARVO tactics, and it's deny, attack, reverse victim offender, or alternately, deny, argue, reverse victim offender, which would be, oh, Mike Sai is an autistic person that, time events, chronological order, started saying that he feels abused by the caregiving staff, mistreated in his videos. See, he started speaking out, I felt abused, and it's like, I'm losing my temper. It's like even these people sort of told me, see, okay, it's what I said. And it's like, I voiced concerns that there might be narcissistic dog abuse, like flying monkeys for the program, doing covert narcissistic dog abuse tactics to me in my own home. And it got to the point where it's like was building up over time. I started reacting to it, like provocations, things that I perceive to be provocations and things like this. And I started talking about it on YouTube and Rumble. And what would you have it? They do Darvo. It's like, oh, Mike is a bad guy, crazy, unhinged lunatic, and we're worried about him. He's a bad guy, and okay, he thinks that we want to hurt him or have hurt him or something like that. Okay, and they get me swatted. They get me swatted, which means by what they said and did, they got a SWAT team to show up outside my home, and I got brought away in cuffs in front of my mother. Okay, they stood up in front of his mama. So what has support? The Swedish police came here with guns and stuff and SWAT gear, and 6 men, and then got me in cuffs, and then perp walked me, see. For what? For speaking the truth that I've been victimized and abused and targeted. And it's like, I cannot but speak out and I'm ranting about it. So the Swedish state sends all men to men stealers, the Bible calls it, to kidnap me, basically. I wasn't charged with a crime, see. I wasn't under reasonable suspicion, anything, weapons possession. I hadn't done any violence. Okay, for I hadn't done any violence. I hadn't pushed or kicked LSS staff or speeded them or brandished a weapon or anything. So it's basically like just from ranting on YouTube is what they used. And I got the platforms Rumble, Critical Mass Michael Rumble. And it was like, this guy's unhinged. Basically, it's called Darvo. So basically, it boils down to this. I started talking about these caregiving people. I felt like they've been targeting me with narcissistic dog abuse tactics and like trying to make me feel bad. And I suspect that the reason is that they've been talked to by the program and the work for this program. Okay. And then the same people after that, it's like, oh, Darvo, quick Darvo, controlled narrative. Mike is a crazy, unhinged lunatic. Look at him reacting to being abused. Okay, he's an autistic guy who's been harassed for a long time. Look at him reacting like a person who's got autism and has been abused and harassed for a long time. He's losing his mind. He's going nuts and being really mad about it. Okay. And a lot of times it'd be like, when I'm the most unhinged, it's like, it's not that I'm paranoid and crazy, imagine things, but like, a lot of times it's like I kind of ignore things, but there's certain things that kind of come out that have bothered me if I'm sleep deprived, for example, or I've had a lot of stuff going on and things like this. And it's that's kind of when it's like kind of I manage stuff and kind of ignore stuff, and it's like yeah, this targeting and flying marks, kind of ignore it, move on, focus on like stay busy and self-care and like get things done, be productive. But it's like eventually it's gonna be like sleep deprivation or there's a lot of stress, and then it kind of like comes to the surface, and it's like okay. So it's like anyways the point. So after I started talking about, I felt targeted by these people. They do what I need to be Darvo. Oh, this guy's unhinged and crazy and paranoid because he thinks we've been doing things to hurt him, and they get me swollen. Okay, they get me swollen, which could have led to me actually dying. There's some people that die if they get swollen. They could have led to me dying, actually. It's also interesting if there be a court case about this. I did a FOIA request on some of the records. I didn't get all of them, but some of them. It's like some of the notes by the cops when they were like outside, like having a siege on my home. It's like he's wearing sunglasses. It's as if it's like they're prepping to have like a cover for actual I got shot or something like this. See, like it's like people either had told them things or like the cops are trying to paint me as more dangerous than I am. For example, everybody knows to watch my YouTube channel that they say that's what they've seen things on my YouTube channel. That's what it's warning me since it is. To my mother, to the caregiving people, they call them, know about my autism, and it's like in papers. They have sensory sensitivities. That's why I wear sunglasses. Okay, do you understand? It's like the cops wrote, he's wearing sunglasses to make pepper spray not work. Not like he might be, or somebody said. It's like when they're outside prepping to like get me, it's like he's wearing sunglasses so that OC won't work. Okay, he's wearing a coat so that the taser won't work. It looks like somebody trying to get me shot, see? He's got sunglasses like aggressively to make your tasers don't work. And the reason wearing sunglasses is because your pepper spray, non-lethal weapons are supposed to work. So, hey cops, the non-lethal weapons, if you breach, don't count on them working. Because this guy is like prepped against you aggressively. So those guys like, it's not, he's got autism, everybody knows from doctors that he's got sensitivities, which is why he wears they could go maybe next time if it happens. He wears earplugs so the flashbacks won't work. See, he wears a jacket. Yeah, right now I wear a jacket because I think maybe the cats will jump through the window. It's not that it's cold in Sweden and that autistic people have like special preferences, well known as like the fit of clothes, loose or they like to be warm, tight or loose clothes or something like this. But it's like, let's paint him as like a super threat. And it looks like as if I was trying to justify shooting a guy or get Mike shot to be like he wears sunglasses so your non-lethal weapons don't work, see? And that's why he's wearing them. So I'd be like, oh, this guy's a prepped, he's gonna fight or something like this. And the non-lethal weapons, we can't count on them working. So go lethal or something is more likely. Because he's wearing sunglasses och OC, han har glasögon så att OC inte ska funka. Han har jacka så att ECV inte ska funka. Okay, can you prove that that's the reason I've been wearing them? Because that's very suspicious, okay? Maybe it's time at some point that it's like if these people want to report me for things that I say about what the government and other people have been doing to me, if they want to report for defamation and slander, it's like maybe it'd be some good come out of that, a court case. It's like you said this, did that, can you prove this? Okay, here's what's happened to me. And then like full disclosure of everything they have written down about me. Because I've been very hurt by this. There's a lot of things, both involving the Swedish police and other people. So here's the point. I'm not afraid of being charged with slander, defamation, förtal, ärekränkning and stuff like this. For speaking the truth about what's happened to me. Okay? I'm not. So, and I shouldn't have to be. Now here's the point. And I thought about that. It's like, I could be tempted to be like, don't talk about what's happening, okay? Be a coward. I got put in the psycho for speaking about what's going on. So it's like, shut up and don't do it. No. It's like the issue is, before I ever started making videos ranting about what's happened to me, the cops scooped me up on an outside jogging one night and tried to get me committed to psych ward years back. That was before I was on YouTube making videos about this. I was like a non-public TI, okay? Before I went public. And I was outside jogging, being cyber-stalked. I was being harassed. And a cop car shows up. I would think you meant they would take you to the psych ward in the middle of the night. And it looks like they were warning me to the same Swedish government I'm talking about is harassing me. It's like acting like they want to get me in a psych ward and get a stamp on me being mental or something like this. So anyways, the point. The one benefit to if they're like, oh, Mike is speaking the truth about crimes against humanity and wickedness, like state persecution against him, a Christian, let's make a court case, so. Well, that will leave a paper trail, and anything I say in a interview or in a public court case will be called FOIA requests or public records. See? So it's like the benefit that might come out of that, which it might not be the best time of my life being in court or something, if they make it a court case. It's like if my YouTube channel gets closed down, and my Rumble, and my TikTok, and Instagram, like all the platforms somehow get closed down, where I'd be like, for the record, here's what's going to go on, here's my side of the story, and stuff like this. And it's like, don't believe them if they underlie me in an institution. I would never lie myself for this. That kind of make it harder for them to put stuff like that off without raising eyebrows. If all that would be gone somehow, they change the terms of service to make it illegal to promote supplements on all platforms, so for this. It's like COVID, the next COVID is like they make it illegal to say the supplements can do anything for your health, so for this. It's like that's been all about social media. This is a hypothetical scenario. It's like, well, it's like then it's all gone. But if they take me to court for speaking the truth, for slander defamation or libels for this, for speaking the truth, what I believe to be the truth, there'll be a public record, FOIA requestable, and anything that I say will be like recorded by an MP3 in the courtroom, FOIA requestable. Part of public records, people can FOIA request in text, like the interrogation and everything. Swedish court cases are public, like open, okay, FOIA requestable. It's very rare that they see or something. I mean, it'd be maybe like pictures of like a child who got slaughtered, or like the crime scene pictures of it. It's like, but not like generally. It's very rare that they would have it be like sealed, top secret. Okay, so yeah, the benefit to that would be leaving a paper trail, and something that can't be removed by closed down by social media. Which like, yeah, here's my side of the story. This has been going on. And then I can also post about on Flashback forum. It's like the Swedish government took me to court. Okay. Or the night, and maybe I make another one. The night I got put in a psycho, hur jag blev satt på tvångsomhändertagen efter att jag pratade om vad LSS-personal hade gjort eller någonting. Flashback forum. I start getting like fired up and like, no, I should do this. Maybe I'll do this, okay? But here's the point. One thing I've been better at is like delaying space in between feel like doing something, which has been important process of success or remaining free, alive and effective in this info retarded video. Is to put some space between feel like doing something in general. Unless it's something like not that serious. So that's the point. Yeah, government gangstalk is real. It's narcissistic, psychopathic abuse. It's not just bullying and harassment. That's a big part of it. And it has government involvement. Just like the SAHA program. It has government involvement. Targets of the SAHA receive purposely incorrect medical treatment. I went to a dentist poked a hole in my tooth. And then there was a dead rat place outside the clinic just as I left, and they poked a hole in my tooth. Tooth infection lead to heart attack and strokes. So this type of sick, psychopathic signaling and like mocking the victim that they do. It was like the program tries to make it may have an accident in a supermarket, and where they put like the slippery powder for me to slip on. And they have like a thing ready to wipe it off if I don't slip on it. So nobody sitting there. It'd be next to the bug extermination. I'm not joking. It's like clean kill, bug killer, things like this, bug trap. Like right this when they put like the trap for me to slip on. It's like, I've seen this before. They have like a mop and bucket there, and it's like I guess it's like they're waiting for it. If I don't sleep, get it up, there's nobody else sleeps in it. Do you understand? It's like putting in the numbers. It's like how many half-hearted murder attempts do you have to do for it to count as one full-hearted one? In my maths, 2 half-hearted ones equate to roughly approximately 1 full-hearted one. Okay, and if like 100 half-hearted or like third-hearted attempts definitely equate to a single full one. Okay, everything ultimately comes down to the quality of the individual. Okay, this is you. Okay, for the zombie witch doctor, you have to pay dues. There's a guy I gotta go deal with. Okay, so he pays dues. Okay, zombie witch doctor for the zombie witch doctor. Okay, next time you fire eggs, you gotta run it off. You get 1 week. Next time you fire eggs, I'm listening to you, Rich. You gotta do for the zombie witch doctor. Hooga booga 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 for the zombie witch doctor. Hooga booga 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 booga. Okay, and then it's like I let you go. I don't have to make a video. That's a joke. This is like a reference and a joke at the same time. But it's like this guy who used to make videos on narcissistic abuse. He used to, okay, in the past tense. So in that stage of relationship, I refer to in the past tense. He does not be named. So this is a guy who's a narc abuse person on YouTube, talks about narcissism, the cysts of narcissism that is like part of people's identities. And I went to the doctor once ago, Mike, you got a cyst. I go, what type is malign? Yes, malignant narcissism. I go, can you get away? Yes. 1 minute of talk therapy. I said, look, that's the point. He said, I could never do cold therapy for narcissists because I'm just too hard, understand? Man can never be hard. So he said, if I was a psychologist, I couldn't do cold therapy. He said back then, it's promoted cold therapy for people that have narcissism. Now, here's the thing. People that target individuals like me with narcissistic abuse, it's not that they're all organic narcissists. They're a person recruited by a monkey, so they are a faucet through which narcissism flows, narcissistic abuse. Like the Daily movie, we're seeing like a reptilian predator saying, yeah, he's seeing predatory behavior. So the flying monkeys are narcissists, not necessarily full of narcissists themselves. They're just told what to do, and their behavior is the behavior of a narcissist. See? So they're a conduit, like a faucet through which narcissistic abuse flows. So anyway, there was a guy, finish up on a kind of goofy note, explain the reference. There was a guy who used to make videos on narcissism, like how to deal with the narcissist and stuff. Narcissistic abuse and gaslighting. Why do narcissists gaslight this? And he'd be like, I used to be in the Philippines or something like this. And there was a guy, I was convinced I had a curse. I went to Filipino witch doctor, okay, and he told me like what to do to rid myself of the curse. And then like after I'm back in Britain, I'm like frying eggs and mopping for the zombie witch doctor. So he just kept doing that. That's the thing like for the zombie witch doctor. And he was like frying eggs for the zombie witch doctor, something like this. And then it's like a joke is like sometimes I make questions like this and I go, it's like, hey, you have to be paying your dues, you know who you are. Okay, there's some witch doctor. I'm here to collect all this. It's like you have to pay your dues to some witch doctor. It's like I had to make videos, supposed you know. But it's like you got a chance to pay your dues. So yeah, ooga booga. So it's the wasa man. It's the wasa man. It's the wasa I got it in mind. If you don't give this to some witch doctor, like the mental shit goes down and the wasa gets in there. The wasa, that's bad model. Okay. So next time you wake up, you see reptiles, stuff like this. You're gonna have to go to the rainforest and lick frogs next. You want to go to the rainforest and lick frogs and have a total dissolution of the ego you might never recover. And then be able to form one again. It'd be like a baby. Be like, I see bright color. Me hungry. Like that. Drooling and be like, oh. Okay, no. Like all the growth that you've been doing is gonna be like back to square one. You lick the wrong type of frog in the Amazon or drink some kind of bark or something like this. There's no zombie witch doctor in the world gonna have to be able to bring it back down. So anyway, that's the point. I mean facetious. So I don't recommend psychedelics, by the way. On the topic of that. There's a push for psychedelics. I at this point I count it as a agenda, but it's by design. This world is talks by design, not by competence, not by chance. And I'm not all or nothing, black and white on this, because it's all bad. There might be some people that have PTSD and go on a retreat and do some ibogaine or whatever, or DMT, You hear people talk about this in Roger's podcast. Say, oh, he fixed me with this. No, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't promote that. It's psychedelics. It's not something we need. Like DMT and ayahuasca and these things, so people don't do that. So anyways, the point. I'm a persecuted Christian taught by gangstalking. I taught videos. I live in Sweden, Oxelösund, Sweden. My name is Mike SAHA. I've been taught for more than a decade. And this program works to target me and has been targeting me for a long time. This is a secret side connection. I can tell you this. What happened right before the targeting started? What happened right before the targeting started? I got a letter in mail from a relative. He's a secret society member, trying to tell me what to do with my life, control me. Okay. And I went no contact, ripped the letter out, threw it in the trash, and never got back to them. And shortly after targeting started. That's interesting. I found that to be very interesting. So you could go, well, maybe that was the last-ditch attempt to get him on board. And I'm not joking. After there was a crisis, and another secret society member relative, they provided a solution to it. It was like, I'm faced with homelessness because my landlord discovered mold in my home that was there when I moved in, like landlord from hell. And it's like, oh, it's your fault. Yeah. It's like dog walk. It's like, oh shit, I might get sued. This guy has health problems, so that people get sick living in mold houses. Pin on him, it's his fault. It's mold in your home. See? So, okay. And literally, the guy went handing out flyers in mailbox in the neighborhood. This guy's a drug addict and crazy. Okay. See? And he's getting evicted. See? See? And that's actually how I got, it's like, I contacted him via a third party and went, can you prove these things you've been saying in the real world about me? If not, it might be a case like defamation slander. Like a whole lawyer representative was like, kan du bevisa vad jag har sagt, men annars kan det vara ett ärekränkning förtal eller någonting. And then he goes, oh, this guy's registered enough for himself, and I might have fucked up. He'd be, oh yeah, okay, just move on. I basically told him like, hey, you've been handing out flyers in the neighborhood, talk about me and saying this and that. Can you prove what you've been saying, like me being on drugs and stuff? Or if not, it's defamation slander. And he goes, okay, he won't pursue this anymore, just move out. Okay, I'm not going to try to have you pay for fixing the apartment that I had a mold problem in. And here's the matter of his thing too. Before I moved in to the land of hell, and that's the apartment the target started. Okay, so it's like a certain season in my life. It's like back when I lived in that apartment when the target started. So it's like a location memory, more than a year, around 2012. When I moved in there, my mom and her husband were carrying like stuff into the basement, and it's really most apartment complexes have like a basement locker. And you have like a padlock or depending on how it is. And you can put the stuff in there. And we'll carry stuff in it. I take a look, oh, here's the public washroom in the basement. And like, oh, what's this? Okay, here's the lockers and stuff. And in the, what's it called? The public washroom in the basement. Look up and it's like a stain, like a water stain in the roof, like this. You can see like it's like a wet stain, understand? And my mom's husband, there might be water damage. And we'll go up and say, oh, that's the floor of your apartment. And it's like years later, the landlord goes, oh, there's mold growing in the floor of your shower. And it's your fault, and you're crazy, and they're going to smack campaign. Before I moved in, we were looking at the apartment. Okay, like what's it called, public showing. Like, do you want to, you take a look at the apartment, several people are considering it. And there's a woman there. It's like painting the walls. And she's like, hey, are you the new guy? I'm like, yeah. The landlord is from hell. It's like, I want you. And I go, he said, what? Yeah, just wait and see. This guy is the landlord from hell. So what is? And I go, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised she wasn't talking to me though. She just didn't talk about it. So, anyways, the point. Where's I go with this? Yeah, when I lived there, and it was like, okay, the landlord, like a perfect storm, multiple crisis, okay, problem solution. And it's like, I'm living there, and the landlord is like doing a spirit camp, and gonna evict me and stuff, and blame the mold that I've been sick from. That was there when I moved in, understand? And when I got attacked, oh, it's his fault. So it's the point. No wonder I got like asthma. I've been inhaling mycotoxins, mold spores, and everything for a long time. That can give you brain inflammation too, which autistic people are the head. No wonder I was going fucking nuts back there. And like on top of that, possibly being told that I could have been sneaking inside my home and poisoning, drugging my food and stuff. This type of stuff is like kind of scary if you think about. Like all this, I wasn't told and I didn't realize they would cover that on me. And like now I know that they poison your drug and stuff, if they can. So it's like what, like a lot of these times where I felt like really weird or losing my shit, like was I drugged or poisoned? Do you understand? So that's the point. Um, the point is this. Yeah, so when I lived the old apartment, the totally started, and I was like faced with eviction. The landlord said, "I'm going to evict you." A lot of times the landlord would be on the Gangstalk. I won't be surprised if it was a Gangstalking landlord that kind of steered me there, understand? Like his rule. I'm not joking. This level of control they can have, where it's like, oh, the target is applying for apartment, make everything unavailable, and make this open up. So if you're not hurting an apartment, you could just go make a landlord that's like an agent, like a Stasi agent. The other side kind of makes sense of it. That sounds too crazy to people, just if you present the concept without explanation. How could a gang stalker point decide like what city you're gonna live in? Well, if you're a TI, it's like you need to move, okay? And it's kind of ASAP. Maybe you got 2 weeks, you gotta find an apartment, okay? And you apply here, this city, this city, this city, this city, this neighborhood. And then it's like this waiting time. And then a landlord that is a government gang stalking Stasi perp landlord, he can be told to be like, make this open up, say. And then they know that you will seize the first option because you can in a hurry to move. So they make that open up and they get you to pick the apartment you want to live in. Kind of like steer you like this. So we're getting kind of, you don't have to get into this stuff, but there is a value to it. So here's the point. The landlord was like, yeah, you're getting evicted. Then I get a letter in the mail around this time from a Secret Service member relative. It's like, try to control me. And, and it's like that. Now it's time for you to show what you're made of. Either do this or that, go back to school over here or to get this job or something like this. It's like, it's just try to control me. And I go no contact this call. I whip it up and throw it in the trash and didn't get back to them. And it's like after that, when I'm faced with like the eviction, it's like another relative, who's also a Secret Service member, calls me on the phone and be, yeah, I heard you're gonna be homeless. But you know what? You come live with me. Progress solution. You come live with me and I can get your job or something like this. I help you get it back on your feet, get your job. You can stay within my house, help you get a job, something like this. But you're gonna have to go along with the program. So you're gonna have to go along with like the plan. I can get your job. I can't promise what it will be, but I say I get your job, but you have to go along with it, something like this. And I'm like, no, okay, thanks, but no. And then he starts like diving down. It's like, you gotta be on that. Like, control, you gotta be on that. I go, wow, okay, tough guy. Like, you drunk or something, whatever. So, and whatever. So, what do you think about Islam? Are you down? Look at my channel. I'm a Christian. What do Christians think about Islam? That it's not the religion to be. If not, I would be an Islamist. So, in brief, what I think about Islam, Buddhism, Catholicism, or anything else, Hinduism, I believe it's not the way to heaven. The Bible says, I am the way, the truth, and life. No man coming out the Father but by me, says Lord Jesus Christ. And this is cyberstalker. And what they're doing is working to provoke me and get me to like be triggered and rant about Islam. So if they need to go hard on me and have like a hitman come get me or take me out with like a bomb or something like this, I've seen them do this. It's like part of it. It's like you're too scared to talk about the Muslims, Mike, or something like this. And be like, yeah, I saw them that screwed the Muslims or something like this. Be like, oh, maybe that's why he got shot. It wasn't the deep state threw somebody up to assassinate him. If they need to go loud, so because you try to take him out with accidents and covertly. So if we need to take him out kind of overtly, like have a guy shoot him or blow him up or something like this, we need to create counterfaction for that. So maybe it was because he said Islam is not the right religion that he got murdered or something like this. See, I'm not worried about that. What do you think about Islam? Okay. it's not the real way. Okay, the Bible says, what does the Bible say? The Bible says, the Lord Jesus Christ speaking in the first person, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. What does that verse mean? The Lord Jesus Christ, which I don't think Islam is teaching, his name is Isa, and they claim that he's a prophet and not the Son of God, to my knowledge. So I don't think that Islam teaches he was an untrustworthy person that lied or something like this. They most likely be like, yeah, he was a prophet speaking the truth. Okay? And he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no man cometh to the Father but by me. Which means the Lord Jesus Christ said, I am the only way to heaven. Which means not Mary, the Virgin Mary, like the Catholics teach, not Buddha, not Krishna, not Marx or Lenin or anybody else. I thought Christians were friends because Muslims believe in Jesus, while Jews deny him. I have a Muslim friend, he's a friend. Yeah, the issue is not if somebody's friend or not. The issue is what is right and what is wrong. So it's not that when I became a Christian, I look on YouTube for like different religions, and then who's the kindest, nicest person? Oh, the Buddhists are super friendly and non-confrontational and polite and agreeable and trade openness. So it's like they gotta be right, okay? So it's I picked the nicest people religion. Okay. Oh, there was a guy who was mean to me. He's a Christian. I take Christian. That's not what I'm picking. No. So it's like I wouldn't be surprised if one of these cyber stalkers they got sent in here to run interference on me in real time, and trying to promote some narrative or entrap me, and then they try to bait me and things like this. I'm used to that. I've seen that before. I've had people that work for the program, Christian Gangstalked, were like, Mark, you're too much of a coward to like trash talk to Muslims, stuff like this. It's like, how dumb do you think I am? How you're like, so they can have like, oh, maybe that's why people are doing X, Y, and Z to him. He got the Muslims mad. See, it's not the deep state getting people to talk to them or something like this, okay? It'd be the same thing as like, if they have a black guy, they get put up to narcissist abuse tactics team and get told to put a certain t-shirt on that says like anti-social club one time. After I've been talking about the people told me, or the flying monkeys told me they're part of an anti-social club that targets people. And it's like next week somebody's a black guy comes where I am, he was anti-social club. And then another time, the next time, it's another t-shirt to match what I've said in previous live streams. It's like, this is a tricky word of the talk or something like this. To be like a cover for actions. It was like, well, if they get to post like people can see that this black guy might have been talking like somehow with narcissistic abuse. Well, it might be the N-word jokes that he does sometimes. Mike does jokes and he calls himself the N-word or something like this. So maybe the black guy was heard about watching Mike's video, stalking his social media and seeing jokes and be like a woke person who's like, oh, Mike is a racist because he makes jokes about the N-word or something like this. Okay, so now switching. As an atheist, it's strange that even in Christianity, most Christians, Catholics, Orthodox, Protestant, won't believe the verse is correct, while others are wrong, it just happened. Well, like obviously, people that have beliefs believe that they are right, or they wouldn't be holding these beliefs. That's an illogical argument. It's like atheists believe they are right, and Buddhists believe they are right, and Catholics believe they are right. So nobody can be right because everybody thinks they're right. But like, what is the argument? People can believe untrue things and be certain that they're right. Okay, that doesn't mean that there are people that believe things that aren't true. Do you understand? Just because there's a lot of people that believe things that aren't true doesn't prove that there aren't true things to believe, truthfully. Okay, see? Do you understand? It's like even though like doctors do some things that are wrong, doesn't mean that everything doctors do is wrong. See? It's like there's doctors that prescribe medicines, and then in hindsight they get sued, and the court goes, yeah, the doctor did hurt the person's health. In violation like the Hippocratic Oath and stuff like this, is supposed to help out. And the other things that the doctors do are right. Is you could go, well, everybody thinks they're right, so nobody can be right. Like, well, obviously people that have a firmly held belief system are going to be sure that they're right. And that doesn't mean that Christians are wrong, because there's other people that think they're right, and Christians think they're right. So that's saying, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of these cyber stalking flying monkeys that show up here to get me sidetracked, irate, frustrated, emotionally or exhausted by engaging with you and getting me frustrated and being weaponized in communication purposely trying to get me emotionally activated and like sidetracked, like off the topic of what I was talking about and into asking you questions. So I'm not concerned and what do you think about Islam? So why did you come ask about Islam if you say that you're an atheist? Looks like you're baiting me. What do you think about Islam? And they go, as an atheist. Okay. So it's like, here's an atheist that comes to ask me what I think about Islam. That's interesting. So yeah, anyway, I don't have time for this. I'm gonna turn off you're gonna get blocked, as a matter of fact. I want nothing to do with you. It's like you're rubbing the wrong way. I don't have to explain myself. And I'm not a coward. I don't need to explain myself. See, I don't have to go, oh, I need to explain and justify me blocking you. Okay. No, you rub the wrong way have a toxic effect on emotional well-being and psychological state, and I deem that to be not worth it. So it's like you lose the ability to contact me, to talk to me, which is a boundary. So. See, I'm not like, I have boundaries. Instantly, you overstep my boundaries, boom, you blocked. See, that's what I got. But I used to be always like, I would feel like this really comes. This is a toxic. I don't like talk to this person. I feel like it's a game being played and it's draining and it's just, okay. It's about kind of be a good boy and have grace and patience for them. So it always ends when they eventually get blocked no matter what. The same person makes me feel like this the first time talking to them. Sooner or later they will get to a point where it's like, okay, I should have blocked it the first time, but I felt like doing it, and then kind of postpone it. So anyway, it's a point. There's one way to heaven, and here's the thing: it's like a lot of these people coming to my shadow banned YouTube channel, where if you can't tell I'm being shadow banned, I got 2 live viewers right now. I've been live for 1 hour, and I used to get like 60 live viewers to streams like this on the regular, but like the last month, anything I upload is like gets less than like 12 views or something like this, as if YouTube going to go like, this guy's starting to get views. We need to like change the algorithm to like keep him hidden. And if people can't see this because you're not a content creator yourself, if you're a content creator, if somebody's a content creator and they look at my channel, like the metrics, and they can't tell that it's like there's a game being played, like YouTube is working to sabotage me, either they're lying or they're like delusional. It would be real that you had to be so dumb that you couldn't see it. Like if you look at it like this, the thumbnails, the titles, the hashtags, the upload frequency, what I upload, like 3 shorts per day with hashtags, with good thumbnails, tags, okay, search and optimization, channel, despite the shadow banning, close to 3K subs. And it's like still, I upload a video to channel close to 3K subs, a 15-minute video with a good thumbnail and hashtags and everything's like, okay. And like 24 hours, I have 6 views on it, or 3. See, it's a channel with 3,000 subscribers. I upload a video, weight loss secrets to success, or something like this. And there's a lot of people searching this, just weight loss. It's like hashtag weight loss. And the profile picture is me looking handsome and with a 6-pack, something like this. And I'm like being charismatic, the opposite of dull and boring, like stimulating, okay, intense, generally, for like 30 minutes. And then check back the next day, and it's 6 views on the video. I have 3K subscribers. If YouTube was sending a notification to these people, at least 1% of my subscribers would have clicked to watch it. So that's part of shadow ban, but people have subscribed to me. Some get unsubscribed. It's like they subscribed, the subscription doesn't stick. Other people stay subscribed, but YouTube doesn't send notifications. I upload something, go live, they don't get like my size live right now. Other people go live, it shows up in the feed like this person is live, they click it and watch it. So anyway, it's the point. I have a TikTok and an Instagram, Mike's89, and a Rumble, Critical Mass Mike Rumble. So beware my Rumble and TikTok. And if you're a Muslim or Hare Krishna or a Buddhist, it's not all or nothing. It's like, I have to love or hate you. Be like, oh, I love you. Yeah, Islam is great. I'm not a compromiser, see. I'm not one of these people like Andy Woods that doesn't have a backbone. That sees like Bill Featherby out there preaching sinner's prayer and then be like, stand quiet, peer pressure, and don't have backbone, be like quiet, and be like a nice guy and polite, like, I'm not gonna say anything, go up and shake his hand and thank him. And then maybe another video goes, "You're not saved by sinner's prayer," or something like this. He's promoted by the Bible Church, recommended ministry Andy Woods. And the Bible Church is big on the sinner's prayer is not the word, the gospel. It's a false gospel. Okay? And then Andy Woods uploads a video with the sinner's prayer for salvation. Notice how they always contradict themselves. That's one of the things that God makes sure that people get found out. Your sin will find you out. See, a sin light at the door. Okay? So anyways, the point. So, there's contradiction in there. Compromise. Prevent compromise. Do a Bible Church. We're against the sinner's prayer. That's not the real salvation. Dennis Roxy was the pastor of Do the Bible Church for a long time. Had an article against the sinner's prayer. Do the Bible Church several occasions has said, new leadership, you're not saved by sinner's prayer. And then you go to like recommended ministries, Andy Woods, go to Andy Woods channel, uploads the video, give me a sinner's prayer for salvation. Lord, I ask you, Jesus, come into my life. Make me your child. Come into my heart. Okay? Send the Holy Spirit into me. Things like this. Andy Woods upload that to his YouTube channel. And the video is Bill Feather saying that. And then he goes up and shakes his hand and stands there quiet. And he goes up and shakes his hand. And then upload it to his YouTube channel. Okay? So, anyway. Just because I don't agree with Islam, I'm not a coward, meaning I'm not afraid to say that Islam is a false religion. You're not saved by Islam. If you go to a mosque, you start studying Islam, you're not going to go to heaven. Meaning, you don't go to heaven through Allah, Muhammad, or Mary, like the Catholics teach, or Buddha, or Krishna, or any of these other people. There is one name given under heaven whereby man must be saved. Neither is there salvation any other. For there is one name under heaven given under heaven whereby man must be saved. So it's like, oh, good luck if you're like, oh, discredit, get him into the spiritual beliefs to kind of make it less relatable to the average, less mass appeal by getting him into spiritual topics. Okay? It's like, I'm not dumb. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up and check out my Instagram. I have an Instagram, Mike's89, TikTok, Mike SAHA, and I have Rumble, Kurukumas Mike Rumble. And I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Christian, which means I do not believe Islam is a way to heaven. I'm not going to say ecumenical or coexist, where a person's like, yeah, all roads lead to heaven. That's politically correct. All roads lead to heaven. Yeah, you're a Muslim, good on you, that's okay. You're a Catholic, all right. No, because I'm not compromising or believing in Islam doesn't mean that I hate Muslim or hurt them. Okay? Now, we'll stand up for what I believe. And I'm for freedom of speech and freedom of religion, which means I believe the Muslims should have the right to worship in the way that they do and believe what they want and speak their mind on the YouTube channel and preach their religion. And I should have the right to preach mine. So anyway, I gotta finish up. It's gonna be another video. I got things to do. I start to get tired of each moment now. My name is Mike SAHA. I'm a persecuted Christian. Taught video taught with a secret persecution protocol. Gangstalked videos. I've been taught for more than 10 years. And if you want to see the best videos, check out my Instagram, follow me on my Facebook, and subscribe to my Rumble. Because on YouTube, I'm shadow banned and have to hold back. If I want to make a video on COVID or something like this, I gotta hold back on YouTube. Now I can say the word COVID. If I want to make a video teaching on COVID and what I think about it, there might be something I say that's a strike. Okay. So, if I want to make videos, power punch videos, and have fitness topics, it's going to be out of time. It's been a video.